two games I have selected because there are a few important, very specific things that we need to learn so that you know what to do in similar positions when you play the game again and you face the similar things again.
Hmm.
So in this game you are playing as black, your opponent was white, and your opponent started with d4. So whenever your opponent starts with d4, it means this opening is related to called queen pawn opening, because this pawn is in front of the queen. So that is why any opening that involves this pawn who was in front of the queen is related to the queen pawn opening. So after d4, you replied d5, which is totally a correct move. Now there are various variations that white can choose. We will see what white did in this. So white played e3. Also very basic idea of having this pawn structure like this, the queen pawn opening. Now you have to think. We have discussed this opening once before also, how to reply to this structure. If you are playing as black, which move you will play?
Next is move will be to bring the bishop, right? White,
Uh,
white, light's
wh-
plan.
yeah, white may have many plans. Like queen pawn opening is very flexible. He can think of all the moves. Like he can play this bishop, he can play this queen, he can play this knight, he can even play this knight. So this opening is very flexible. But for black, there is a standard way to reply to this. So now, if you are playing as black, I will tell you how to reply. But first, you think what should be the move for black right now?
For me also, e6. Should I play e6 or
Yes,
should bring my knight out?
yes. Right now, it is recommended to play e6 only.
Okay.
If you play e6, you are also having this because, like we learned that principle, controlling the center. So white is also controlling the center. Then you can counter the same idea. You also control the center.
Mhm.
So whenever your opponent plays this d5, e3, you also play with d5 and e6, the exactly same position you try to achieve.
Okay.
This you try to remember, but in the game you played something else. Can you guess what you played? This is your game.
Must be some knight that B. Knight on B I played, I think.
Now you played a6.
Mhm. Okay.
Maybe you were worrying about this bishop coming on this square.
Yes.
But you have to think, even if you don't play a3 and the move you are recommending today, for example e6, suppose if your worry comes into reality and if this bishop comes to b5, now what will you do?
I can play my bishop from C to D7. Bishop C7, D7.
Okay, let's think. If you play bishop d7, then this bishop captures.
I can capture with my queen or my knight.
Yes. So why you are exchanging your bishop when there is a no need?
Okay.
What could be other possible response to this check? Which was the reason you played a6?
I can play my knight to D7.
Knight to d7 is very bad move. Can you tell me why? Not so bad, but it is not good.
Not recommended. Okay.
So before finding out what move we should do, first tell me why knight to d7 is not good. Think for a reason.
It is blocking my bishop, my queen.
Yes, it is blocking your piece
Also, the
development.
bishop can capture it also. That is also
Yes.
there, and it is blocking my queen move, my bishop move, and for moving further also it doesn't have many spaces. No, there's a pawn
Yes.
there, so that is the reason. Okay.
That is why knight d7 is not good.
Now see, this c pawn is there, no, c7. Generally, we don't move that c7 pawn, no, pawn on
Why?
c7.
Why?
Mm, preferably, that's all. Like, if I do castling on this side,
But you will think about castling when the times comes. First, you have to respond to the
okay.
immediate threat.
Immediate, I can move my c6 to c6, pawn to
Yes,
c6.
this is the simplest response.
Hmm.
Now you see your pawn chain is very nice and it is strong.
Okay.
It looks like a pyramid, and whenever your opponent attack, it will act as a shield even in the center.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
And this c3 serves many purpose. First, it is not blocking any of your piece. Second,
Hmm.
it is attacking the bishop. So he will have to take one more move to go back anywhere.
Hmm.
So it
Yes.
means this check was wasted by white.
Yeah, generally, I don't move my c pawn.
So the based on situation like this, in this situation, you can move your any pawn as long as it is not hurting your king safety. And like whenever your king is on this side, it is more likely that you will castle on this side.
Okay.
In 7 out of 10 cases, you will castle on this side. So this pawn you can move in when there is a bishop, when there is a knight. When there is no need, then you can keep that pawn on the initial square only.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm
So
not losing any of my pieces also, like the bishop, the knight, or any of my pieces. Okay.
yes. And now there is a small tactic that you can remember to punish your opponent if he is not careful. So after this c6, this bishop is under attack, right?
Yeah.
So now suppose the natural response can be that he plays bishop f.
Yes.
So now how will you continue?
Should I bring my queen out? So, a bit early on in the game, but can bring my queen to a5 and check.
And what is your objective?
So he has to take care of the king. Okay, the bishop comes or the queen comes or whatever. I can capture this bishop.
Yes, that could be very nice. So you play queen a5. You are giving check at the same time you are attacking an undefended
Yes.
piece.
Yes.
Let's see. So if you play queen a5 check, what do you think what white will do?
This bishop out. D. Bishop to d2.
Okay, this
He
is
could take queen also or knight also. But I thought he'll bring his bishop out.
but if he bring his bishop out, he will lose his this bishop.
Yes.
How he can achieve both objective, that he can save this check also and at the same time defend this bishop also.
Again that c pawn. c3. But then he can't defend his bishop then. क्या करें? इसके बाद knight if it comes here. It's knight. The best one is the knight to c3. Knight comes to c3. We can save both the yeah knight to c3. Yes, yeah, and you saved the check also. Okay.
Yes, so This is one of the move. He can simply play knight c3. Now it is blocking the check, at the same time defending the bishop.
Yes.
Okay, so in addition to knight c3, there is one more move that saves the bishop and also defend the check. And that move is generally we miss, but this is also a very important resources to be aware of. That this is how also we can defend our bishop or knight on the side of the board.
Pawn move, then it's not able to save the bishop. So, no, I can't make out.
Okay, what do you think about c3?
But c3 is not saving that bishop, no? You can capture that bishop.
Are you sure?
Oh, that queen. Oh, yes. c3. Yes, because that queen can attack. Yes, yes, yes.
This is also very...
calculations come into picture.
Yes, because this pawn move, then this diagonal become open.
Yes.
So this also you can learn. Even you can make use of these kind of moves, because when your queen is on d8 and suppose you have your bishop there, you can also play this c6.
Yes.
So this is the best
Give me a
move.
minute, please. I'll get water. Just
Yeah, sure. Yes, so this c3 is the best response for white. It is blocking the check, and at the same time now queen is also defending, and he can develop all these pieces like this.
Yes.
So now there is one more thing. Suppose he doesn't play this c3, but he plays the second best move, which is knight c3. How will you continue? What should be your
Move my
continuation?
bishop from f8 to b4.
What is your idea?
Because the pawn is there. If I capture that pawn, will capture. If I capture, then again check what is happening now. 1 second. This one capture, and it's a check. But I am losing my bishop. Lost a pawn and a knight. The next one, if I capture that knight, that pawn captures c3, queen captures c3, check. Then if the king is moving, okay, otherwise I capture that rook on a1.
Okay, what about bishop d7 after you capture on c3?
Bishop on. I move my bishop to b4.
Then he does any random moves. For example, he plays h3.
Okay.
So you capture on
h3.
c6. Yes.
Okay.
So you capture on c3, then the pawn capture on c3, then queen capture on c3 check. This is what you are calculating.
Yeah.
So now after queen capture on c3 check, I am saying what will you do if bishop comes on d2?
Oh. Mm.
So for example, you were thinking you can capture the rook, right?
Mm.
So let's play this. Let's see. So he plays any random move. This is not a good, just for a calculation. So now
Okay.
you capture this knight,
Yeah.
and then this pawn will capture.
And it
Now
will
you are
be
calculating queen capture on c3,
yes.
the king, and also attacking the rook.
Yes.
Now the question is, if this bishop comes there, what do you have?
Oh. I queen
Now
to b.
the queen saves the rook.
Yeah. I'll take my queen to b2. B2 or even a. What about a3? 3. Okay. 3 is a better move or b2 is a better move. See, when there are 2, 3 positions, no, like given this situation, the queen can go to either b2 or to a3. Okay, or of course it can. These two things, which is better? How do you make out?
You have to see your queen should be first safe, and if she is under attack, she should be able to come back to his camp.
Okay.
So you check out both of these squares and see. So we will just do this only, which move you should do, and then how white will respond. Then you will get to know which move was good.
Okay. See, what is happening is I'm running with my queen, and my other pieces are sitting idle.
Yeah, that is happening because there is a one change we need to do that I will tell you what was it. But for now, even so, now we are learning. Even if we did that mistake and reached into this position, even in this position, how to respond
Okay.
and how to not
Prim-
lose our queen.
Mhm. Prefer moving closer, like b2.
Let's play b2. So now, suppose I play. I play bishop, not bishop. I play this bishop.
I have only one square to move. A queen a3.
A3. Okay. Now suppose, yeah, okay. Yeah, now you will be able to come this side, but do you see this position of the queen is not that good.
Yeah.
So he can simply
Being
develop his,
chased, like, for the past 5, 6 months, it's being chased, like.
yeah, and in that chasing away, he is developing his pieces.
Yeah.
There was a one moment where you could have avoided that. The moment is
Mm.
so right now this bishop b4 is the good move. You play bishop b4. So now
Okay.
he does any random moves, for example h3. Now you capture the knight also.
Okay.
Now the pawn captures, and now is the movement. this move you have to see in advance that even if you capture the pawn, you are not going to capture the rook.
Okay. So
Can
let
you?
me capture the bishop.
Yes, simply capture the bishop.
Okay, I should take care of the opponent's move, like what he can do. Okay.
So basically the idea of exchanging your bishop with his knight is this knight was defending this bishop.
Hmm.
So you just remove it.
Okay.
And whenever he captures his bet, you capture the piece who was defended.
But see, for me, my bishop went for him one knight. It is an exchange with the knight and bishop. That's all, no?
You capture two pieces. You capture his knight and bishop.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. Right.
You see, there are three pieces you have left in addition to two rooks. He has only two.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, this bishop I forgot. Okay, a4. Okay.
Yes. So that is why this is a free piece that you can get.
Yes. And the moment that knight is captured, I should just capture the defending this one, no?
Yes.
Okay. Right.
So this is one typical position that you will face. So this is how you can respond to this.
Okay.
Okay, now we'll see what happened into the game. This was the opening part. These are the things you may face. So try to respond like this.
Yeah.
So after d4, d5, you play e6, but you played a6. So we will continue from there. So now, whenever this is called, is this move is related to the queen gambit,
Yes.
c4, because he's trying to offer this pawn, and then this bishop will capture. Bishop will become more. So whenever your opponent plays this move, this is related to the queen gambit. No need to do anything. You also simply play e6.
Okay.
And now the
And not
idea,
this one. Why not c pawn, c6?
because this c6 pawn, if you move to c6, then this knight cannot go to
Oh,
c6.
it cannot move. Okay.
And this knight has to go from this way, and then this bishop also
Yeah.
gets blocked.
Yes, yes, yes. Got it. Okay.
That is why we will play e6 in this position.
Yeah, keeping place for all the pieces. Okay.
Yes. And that is why in this queen pawn opening, either we don't play c6, but in certain position, if you want to move this pawn, we will move it two squares only.
Okay.
Because when it moves to two square, the c6 square is still available for your knight.
Yeah.
And after this two square, even if this pawn captured, you have your bishop to capture it back.
Yeah.
So this is how we respond to this queen pawn opening.
Okay.
So whenever your opponent offer you a pawn, no need to capture, no need to do anything, just play e6.
Okay.
Okay, let's see what happened into the game.
I would have
You
captured. No.
you developed your knight. So this is also a good move, no problem. But e6 is a standard way to respond.
Okay.
So he developed his bishop. You developed your other knight. So in this position, you can remember one more thing, which is a bit advanced, but still you can get oriented to that. Like before developing this knight on c6, you need to move this pawn to square on c5.
Okay.
This pawn is blocking this queen to reach there.
Yeah.
So now if you play knight c6, do you see the structure? This queen is stuck.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is in this kind of situation, first you will play c5. And now suppose if your opponent is just developing his pieces, now you can play knight c6.
He can capture my c5 also. No, nobody is defending there.
Okay, let him, after this, let him capture this pawn.
Okay.
No need to do anything. Just play
So that
a6.
I can capture with my bishop.
Yes.
Okay.
And now if he try to be resilient and if he try to save his pawn, no need to worry. In this kind of structure, like when there is a two pawn defending each other like this, what you can do is you can break this pawn chain and you can play a5.
Yes. Hmm.
Because you are attacking this pawn who is defending this pawn.
Yes.
And now again, if your opponent be little stubborn and if he again try to defend all this pawn, he will play a3.
Yeah.
Now there is a tactic that he missed there. Can you see that if you play a3, what will you do?
Bring my knight b6 to d6. Knight on b to d6.
You will simply capture this pawn. You tell me why.
To make way for my rook.
That is also there. You will simply capture this because he will be not able to capture it back. Can you tell me why he can't capture?
To save his rook.
Yes, because if he captures, there is no one to defend this rook.
Rook, yes.
Will simply capture his rook.
Rook, yes.
And if he is not able to capture and if he do some other moves, then there is no one to defend this pawn.
Yeah.
Then even you can capture this pawn.
Yes.
And then if he try to get scared and if he do the castling, no need to worry. You capture this pawn also.
Yeah.
And now whatever he does, if he capture with his bishop, since your bishop is undefended, so either you take it on this square so that your queen is there, or you simply exchange it.
Okay.
And now
exchange of pieces at the early stages of the game, like middle game type, no?
yeah, so
When to exchange pieces? That is another big problem with me.
So the only question you can ask when thinking about exchange of pieces is it improving your position or not, or it is avoiding some threats or not? Like for example, right now, it is okay to exchange this bishop because first, this bishop is undefended, right?
Yeah.
And second, if this bishop is not there, then your opponent bishop is cutting this diagonal.
Yes.
So you may face some problem
more powerful than my bishop. Like generally what I think, no, the opponent pieces are more powerful, it's better to capture.
Yeah, whenever your opponent piece is bit more powerful or on a very good square or they are attacking on your king, it's always good to exchange at that point of time.
Okay.
Like there is an important principle while exchanging. What you should do is you should exchange your passive pieces with your opponent active pieces.
Active pieces.
And you should not exchange your active pieces with your opponent passive pieces.
Passive pieces, yes.
So
see, in this position, I can bring my knight also, no, from B to A6 to defend my bishop.
Yeah, that you can do is, but generally we see that we should not put our knight on the side of the board.
Yeah.
And the second reason, you are of course defending your this bishop, but you're also blocking your rook.
Yeah.
So by keep defending this bishop, you may create more problem for you. So when defending a piece become a extra burden for you, it's okay to get rid of that piece.
Okay.
Just remove it. One problem is solved. Then you can develop other pieces.
Okay.
And now if this knight captures, no need to worry. You simply castles.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't capture with his knight, he capture with his rook. Now what will you do?
Now I bring my knight to a6. I want my rook. I don't want to give my rook for free.
In this move, if you move to knight a6, that is defending your rook, but positionally it is not good, because that knight on a6 will be pinned.
Yeah.
In this position, it is always recommended to just exchange your rook. Then this knight will capture. Now there is no worries on this side. Now you can go ahead with the castle.
Okay.
So this
With
is
all
the,
these exchanges, whether I am in a stronger position, I should calculate all that also.
yeah. So the main idea is this knight a6 move you in a bit difficult position.
Yes.
You will always need to worry about, before moving this knight, you need to think, because if you move this knight away, this rook will capture you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, because this knight is pinned by this rook, he will try to attack your knight. For example, he will simply capture this pawn. Now this bishop is also attacking this.
Yes.
And he will bring this knight also. He may bring other rook on this file also. Then there are two rook on the h file.
Yes.
So
Plus the queen.
yes, so if you keep defending a piece like this, he will keep attacking that weak piece. So now the rook on a8 is a bit weak.
Yeah.
So you should not keep weak players in your team.
Okay.
Just get rid of them, exchange with your opponent's strong players.
Okay.
So in this position, it is okay to exchange your rook. Okay, just give me 1 minute, I'll come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear.
Okay, so we'll just continue. Yeah, so this point we were discussing that before developing our knight, we should play c5 so that our queen can become active. So this bishop g4 move, you need to think, if you play bishop g4, of course you are attacking the queen, but he can simply play f3 and attack your bishop.
Yeah.
And then you have to come back again. So let's see. And he just moved his queen. Okay. Okay, why do you need to play this move? Queen d7.
I have to make way for my king for castling number one. Number two, to take care. Of course, that knight can be taken care of with that pawn on B. But I could have brought that bishop
Do you,
also here.
do you want to castle on this side?
That is not decided yet.
So then why you are moving on d7? Because if you move on d7 and if you're planning castling on this side castling will be a bit dangerous because you see your opponent pieces are already on this side.
Okay.
And this pawn is already on c4, he can just keep pushing this pawn and your king will come under heavy attack.
So you could have brought my bishop back to d7.
Is this bishop under attack?
No.
Which piece of you is still sleeping?
That bishop on f8.
So you need to do something about this bishop.
Yes. So better to move my e pawn, e7.
You can play e6
Yes.
and then simply develop this bishop somewhere and then castle on this side.
Yes.
There is
Okay.
no opponent piece on king side.
Hmm.
He is attacking on this side and you will go on this side.
Mm-hmm.
So this you need to be mindful of. Development of the pieces is utmost importance.
Okay.
So if there is no immediate threat, always work on development of your pieces.
See, I moved my bishop to g4. Instead, if I had come to f5 and attacked that bishop, no, even that is not defended. Like, instead of moving it there, I could have moved to f5.
Now if you move to f5,
But he'll capture straight away.
yes.
Oh, so it's better after my pawn move only I can make that move. Okay, okay, got it. Okay.
In this position, no need to do anything, no need to play queen d7 or any on even this pawn move or anything. Just play this move so that this bishop also comes active.
Okay.
So now you have moved this bishop thrice.
Yeah. 1, 2,
Goes
3,
to
4.
g4, then it comes back and then
Back,
again it goes
then
to
again
f5.
went. I want to capture that bishop on d3. So I
Yeah,
brought the
but
queen here, no? So I thought, okay, if you capture there, then I have my queen there.
yeah, you can capture this bishop, but you should not invest 3 moves for that.
Okay.
In those 3 moves, you need to develop other piece, put your king to the
Yeah,
safety.
put castling. Yes.
Those 3 moves should be used in this way.
Okay.
This bishop is not threatening anything. He is just sitting there. So why you are worrying about this bishop so much? When he is not too dangerous, you work on your piece development.
I'm thinking about what white can do. He can move this pawn, then bring it here before the queen and attack. Like, I'm thinking on those lines. I should think about myself than about the opponent.
So in chess, there is a concrete threat that you calculate and see if there is some threat, and second, there is an imaginary threat
Yeah.
that you just
Imaginary.
that you feel your opponent is going to attack, but there is no attack.
Yes.
So if you are able to calculate and concretely see that your opponent has some genuine attack, then you defend. But if you are just feeling there is an attack, based on feeling, don't do these kind of exchange.
Okay.
And if you are not able to calculate, that's the other method. We will work on calculation, but on imaginary calculation, don't exchange or don't do, just follow the basic principle.
Okay.
Okay, he captures. Okay, so this was one more small thing that we can learn from this game. That when your queen is under attack in this kind of position, it is not recommended to go into your opponent camp so early. Because like we saw in the opening, if you go in your opponent camp, this queen may come under heavy fire.
Attack. Yes.
And then you may have to keep running and somewhere this queen may get stuck.
And my other pieces, I am not able to develop that bishop and castling
Yes.
and all that. I am wasting that move on queen only.
Yeah, so don't move your queen too much in the opening and even in the middle game till your king is castled.
Yeah.
So right now, even like you can come back or even you can play there.
Yes. Safer places.
Yeah, your main objective should be play e6, develop this bishop and go for the castle. Then think
Castle.
of all these
Okay.
kind of moves.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's see what happens. Because like when you go there, of course, your main objective is that you are preventing this king from the castling, right?
Mm.
Let's see how what he will do. Okay, so this pawn move is not good. But if you move to this attacking the queen, you may have forgot this move. He can capture this pawn by like this.
No, I didn't get this. What happened?
Like now you played b5, right?
Yes.
But he can capture this pawn by this n% move, the special move of him.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, in percent.
Now there
Okay.
is no one to defend this pawn, this
Yes.
knight.
Yes.
And the queen is already attacking. This pawn on b7 was defending your knight.
Yes. Now I can capture that pawn, no?
Okay, you capture that pawn, then you will lose your game.
Gone over. My
Now it
rook
is,
also gone. That knight also gone. Oh,
now you move your king somewhere, then again it will come checked.
yes.
Now you lost too
Mm,
much material.
yes. And my queen sitting idle there.
Yes.
Yeah.
When the whole thing is taking place on this side, your queen is looking from afar that his king is dying.
Yeah.
So it's better this queen should be there and support his king.
Yes.
So this move always be careful.
Yeah. Okay.
And like especially when this knight is pinned because queen is there, the best possible move should be before attacking the queen, just play your bishop and put your king to the safety.
For castle. Yes.
King safety is very important before doing any attack.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will lose game immediately.
Mm.
So just be careful before attacking any piece. Put your king to the safety.
Yes.
So he did not see this move. He played his queen. Okay. So now when this knight played, this was a very subtle move because when this knight played, he's doing two things. He's attacking this knight at the same time. He's attacking your queen also, who is undefended.
Yes.
And you did not see
I
this
didn't
queen
see
is
that
attacking
queen
your
at
queen.
all. Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't see the queen at all. Oh my God.
Now the
The
best move will
queen he
be,
moved. No, I should have taken care of my queen. Come back.
okay. Now suppose if you see this, now how will you respond?
G6. Queen G6.
G6. Okay. And after queen G6, he will simply capture your knight.
Yeah, but how do I save both?
You
Can
think
I?
not even save both, you can even capture one of his piece. This is also very important part of calculation, how to respond in these kind of position.
First priority is to save my queen. Second is to save my knight. Okay.
Saving both is the first priority.
Saving both. How do I do that?
because if you lose a piece, then it becomes very difficult to defend.
Yes.
And there is only one move which defend both, and even it allows you to capture one of his pieces.
Okay.
So this knight a5 may not be a good move if you find how to respond to it.
Okay. Man, this is lost. Okay. Sorry. Capture this, it's a check, but the queen will capture. And the bishop is also there. They come down. This will capture this one, capture this one, go. This one. If I capture that queen, my queen also gone. Okay.
You have to think one or two more move ahead. Just because he is able to capture some of your piece, you should not stop there. Just go ahead and see what you will do after that.
My knight from C comes to D4. D4. So I saved my knight and the queen, but it can capture, no? The queen can capture my knight.
What do you
My
think
knight,
of? Yes, yes,
yeah,
tell
tell
me.
me.
No, you tell me which move you were thinking.
No, I was just thinking my knight if it moves to B4. But the
Queen
thing is, the
captures.
queen can aram se it can capture.
Yes.
So that's not the move.
Yes.
So, and supposing my knight next, I was thinking if my knight captures that D4,
Then he capture your queen.
will capture my queen. Gone. Place how to save it. If I capture the queen,
Okay.
then he will capture with his pawn. So
Okay.
both the queens gone.
Then
Queen gone. Then I capture that knight from
yes.
C6 to A5 because that
Yes.
queen was defending. No, now nobody to defend that knight.
Yes.
So though I lost my queen, queen capture
You did not
A
lost, you exchange.
exchanged. Yes, both are exchanged. The queen exchange and the knight. Though I have my knight, it's not even an exchange.
You are winning a piece.
Piece. Yes.
So
So the
this is
best
the
part
move.
is I should have captured the queen. Actually, in
Yes.
this game, I didn't see my queen at all. A bit, my mood also was a bit upset.
Yeah, but this is a very good
Total
calculation.
mental game, no? Just total
Yes.
mental game. If you are happy, you win. That's all.
Yeah, but this is a skill that we have to learn. No matter what is our
Yeah,
state of mind, we play with our skills.
skills, yes.
And then you
Yes.
pick up
And
this
I
knight.
capture this. Yes,
This was the move.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I thought about castling.
Yes. Now also you fought really hard, but we'll see how to fight better. Yeah. So in this kind of, okay. So you have to capture with your knight on. Till now,
Okay.
all moves are
Right.
good.
This queen capture I missed, no? Maybe
Yeah.
otherwise it would have been a still tougher game. Like if I had not lost my queen, no?
Yes. Yes.
Win still better.
Think now before moving this pawn, you can even play this knight d2.
Okay, attacking both queen and rook. Yes.
At least you will be able to exchange your knight with this one of the
Right.
strong piece.
Hmm.
So,
I
so,
missed
so
this.
uh, always be careful whenever your knight is in the center. He can be very dangerous, and keep calculating this knight forks.
Okay.
Knight forks are very dangerous.
Hmm. Even now my knight captures, no, I am very weak in this knight calculations.
It
Somehow
takes
this rook I
years.
can make out, and even this queen I lost, like, okay, improve on this. Okay.
That will come with time.
Yeah, nowadays I'm not a bit. I think from tomorrow I'll be able to solve many more puzzles. 2 days I
Yes.
was a bit heavy, stressed up.
Yes. Okay,
So,
so now what you need to do, like when you already lost your piece, you need to bring all of your pieces in the attack
yeah,
because your force is already less, so your force should come together as whole.
yes,
So before moving this knight anywhere, this knight is very nice in the center of the board, defended by this pawn. What you can do is you can bring this rook also.
yeah.
Now you're attacking the queen, and this rook will occupy the b file.
Hmm.
So this is how you can respond.
Okay. Hmm. Arey, arey, arey. Bhago, bhago.
Yes. Now, because this also very important point to learn that both of these pieces are undefended.
Yes.
And just for a moment, so that is why even you played rook b1 good. Now, whenever this queen went or even the rook goes there, now you need to see you have a two piece under attack.
Yes.
And there is no way to save because even if you play knight f5, this knight will catch.
Yeah.
So maybe before playing this rook, you can bring this knight to the safety again,
Mm.
and
Okay.
then play this rook so that this bishop has this f8 square.
Yes.
At least you got is one of the rook.
I love this C4.
Yes, yes. C4, these squares are very important for the knights to just sit there.
Yes.
Your opponent cannot do anything.
Yes.
Now, yeah, even moving before this knight, you can even jump this rook on e3.
Yes.
Take the queen
This would have
because
been
you're,
a real good move.
yes, you
Yes.
play e3. Now, if queen goes back, you bring this rook also.
Yes.
And then try to bring this knight also into the game somehow. This will be a
Okay.
good fight. Yeah,
Yes,
now
I
this,
am to play chess.
now,
I am learning to fight back.
yes, now this
Otherwise,
rook,
I was so timid, no, sort of, ठीक है, sort of. Now I am fighting it back.
Yes, even if you lose a queen, there is always a chance. If you defend well, then your opponent may panic and he also loses piece.
Yes.
So, now, before moving this rook, you can even play this rook.
Yes. This
So,
also I missed out, I think. No, I had that pawn, no, so I was Aramse I was sitting.
yeah, so in this kind of position, it is not recommended to move your knight away because knight on e8 is totally out of the game. It is on the side of the board.
Yes.
And whenever you move this rook away, this queen is attacking the knight.
Yeah.
And this rook has to be keep defending your knight.
Yes.
Why not just simply exchange your one of the knight?
Hmm.
And when this pawn
Okay.
captures, you capture this pawn
I
also.
capture this and bring my other rook into the game.
Yes.
Yes. Of
Now,
course.
now these two rooks will try to control these two files and try to attack and give checks.
Okay.
So this is the time when you have to think: is it good for exchange? Because
Hmm.
first, this knight is doing nothing there. He is just sitting. He is not able to enter into the game.
So
So
better
why
to
not
exchange.
just get rid of it?
Okay. All that burden, no? Gone.
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
And now you should never move your rooks away from your king file.
king. What I was thinking, no, my other rook is there, no? On 3, e3. So I thought, okay, if the queen captures, it's okay, I will capture.
No, but he will not do this kind of blunder.
Blunders. Yes.
So you have to follow the principle. First, these two rooks are unconnected.
Yeah.
So whenever you are trying to defend well, and especially when you lose a queen, these rooks should be either on same file or same rank.
Yes.
Because now you see there are these 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. They are unconnected.
Yeah.
This rook is only defended by this knight. So this knight is tied down defending this rook.
Yes.
This knight is only defended by this rook, so this rook is tied down defending this knight.
That pawn
So,
is sitting idle there on d5. Nobody to protect.
yes.
Okay.
So while defending, always keep your rooks connected.
Okay. Now also if I had captured that knight, no, it would have been a good game.
Yes.
Oh, oh, oh.
Now you
Finally you
captured.
captured, huh?
Okay, doubling up rook, good. But right now, what you can do is like in this kind of position, you can go to the second rank boards.
Okay.
But now going to second rank is a bit dangerous because your rook is under attack.
Yes.
You can do maybe this rook can goes to second.
Okay.
And now suppose he does any move. For example, what should we suppose if he try to play this and attack your this rook?
He can come down and give check also, no?
He comes down, give check. You go to king
Again
h7.
bring my rook. Not just there. Okay.
Because if you bring your rook, there is no one to defend your rook. He will simply capture it.
Yeah. So better to move my king. Okay.
Now, if he try to again give you check, now you can repeat. Now he give check, you can repeat. Draw is good for you.
Yeah.
And suppose he doesn't repeat, he try to take your rook. Don't move this rook. Bring this rook also on second.
Mm.
Now there is a good chances of getting a draw, even a checkmate. For example, if he is not careful and if he try to maybe, for example, push this c6, try to get one more queen. Now what you can do is you can keep checking.
Okay.
He will go there, capture this pawn, give check. He will go there, give
And
check.
don't move from the second rank.
Yeah, just
Oh.
keep giving him checks.
Okay.
Now, if you go there, you again give him check.
Okay. Oh, this is a good way of making a game draw.
Yes.
This also is very important to learn.
Yes.
Okay.
And now if you go there, now you need to be careful because this square is defended by this queen.
Yes.
So what he can do is he can even sacrifice his queen for 2 rooks. Like if you give check, he will capture your 1 rook. Then if you capture with this, he will capture your rook. Now there are 2 rooks against 1 knight.
Yeah. And
He
this
will,
pawn has moved quite forward, like.
yes. So in this kind of position, what you can do is you can even simply play rook g2. Can you tell me what is the idea of rook g2?
Next, I will move to G1.
You can move to g1 or even
Any
you
of
can
this,
move to h1.
this one, and give check.
The main idea, you are threatening checkmate.
Yes.
His all pieces are alive, but if he is not careful, he may get checkmate.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see if you are able to see this. Suppose if he is not careful and if he plays c7.
I'll move one of that. H1.
Let's play h1.
Check.
Now he plays queen f1. Now, how will you continue?
Again, I bring to H2.
No, there is a checkmate in 2 moves.
H2.
That is why we are solving checkmate from that book.
Yeah. I capture this. No, if I go there. The other rook comes to G1. G1. So it captures, I'll capture. And it's a check, but then it can move here. Then again here. But H1 comes to G1. What is happening? It's coming. My knight is there. No, I can bring my knight also into the game.
Yeah, tell me,
I
calculate.
bring my knight to D3. Check. What is happening? The king can't come here, and queen can't capture because that rook is there. Yeah.
Very good
See
then.
all this. I should see all this.
Yes, of course you should.
Yes. So where it cannot go anywhere, it can go to this side, like D. It can move to D.
Then
I capture the queen.
and
Again, it is a check.
then where he will go.
Checkmate.
Yes. So this is the
I could have
move.
won without a queen also. And
Yes.
the other queen you would have got from C8.
Yes.
Yeah, this was a wonderful, like, how 2 rooks to be connected, no?
Yes.
Wow. Really
So
good.
the only move, king moves, and then you capture the queen. Now
Here it is.
checkmate.
Yes. That's all.
So we will
And
end
this
our.
knight was doing a good job sitting there. Also, it was doing a good job.
Yeah, knight in the center or in your opponent camp is always good.